everyone, I hope you're all doing well. Today's video is going to be a bit of a propagating session. I do have my second plant swap this year coming up, and so I want to get all the propagations potted up ready so that they're a little bit more settled in to their pot that they'll be going to their new homes in. So yeah. But before we get started, just in case you're new here, hi, my name is Jamie, welcome to my channel. I make all sorts of planty content, so if you'd like to follow my journey, then please hit that subscribe button. And yeah, let's get to it. So I think I'll start off with this jar of water propagations. I've got Trader Scantia and Golden Pothos in here. So they desperately need repotting because I don't know if you can see all those roots, but yeah. They have been in here for way too long, so it's best to pop them up now. So I'll be using Soil Ninja's sphagnum moss, and I also have these plastic cups. The reason why I'm using these and not plant pots is one, because they're cheaper, and two, they don't have any drainage holes. So if the person doesn't have like a container or anything to keep them in, it shouldn't leak any like substrate or water whilst they travel with it. So I think plastic cups are the way to go. So I will get a pot. I'll accidentally keep calling these pots, by the way, because my brain is seeing them as pots. But I will start off. Let's have a look. Let's get all of them out because they all need potting up anyways. But there you go, you can see the absolute mixture of roots, which is insane. So I'll gently try and separate them all. But they have gotten themselves rather tangled up. There we go. Well, we do have a bit of rotten stem, but that's fine. That's just because they've been in the water. They do have lots of healthy roots. So that's fine. There we go. So I do have my trusty snips, just in case I need to cut off any rotting stem. Where they have been propagated in water, I might not have let the ends of the plants actually callus properly, which is why they've like become all squishy and filled with water and stuff. But that's fine, we can deal with that. I mean, with a few of these, I might just re-propagate them. So like with this one, it's got a see-through mushy stem here. So I will chop that off. Hopefully, yeah, so I've had to chop off all the roots there, but that's fine. What I will do is I'll cut there and here, and the new roots should come through any of these nodes here. So yeah, that's no worries. And I'll just go through all of them and make sure all the roots are good. There we go. So I have snipped off all the like mushy parts and stuff where they have been in this water for so long, which is my bad. I shouldn't have let them get to that stage. As you can see, the colour of the water, although it does look this tint of yellow because I have been giving them fertiliser as well. So it's not all bad in that water. But yeah, I'll get to potting them up. So I'm just going to quickly separate them as to how many pots I want to do, just so that I don't get overrun with some of them. I think with these pothos, I'll probably just pot them up together because I do think that will be a lot easier. Right, so I'll start with the pothos, just because there's only one sort of group to pot up. So I'll fill that bottom bit with sphagnum, grab those. And gently pop them in. There we go. And that's the first propagation ready for the swap. So I can't remember if I actually said, but the name of the plant swap event that I'm going to is actually called Another Plant Swap. It's going to be in Birmingham this time round. So I've never actually been to one of the swaps called Another Swap before, but from what I've heard from other people who have been to their previous swaps, it's meant to be a really, really wonderful event. So I'm really glad that I've been able to book some tickets to go to this one. I believe they might still have some tickets left, I'm not too sure, but do be sure to check out their website, because that is where you'll find most of the, well, all of the info that you need. But if you are going as well, please let me know in the comments. So these are Tradescantia Nanook propagations. These ones, the roots weren't too great on the water propagation, so I have re-snipped them, and I'm just hoping that they'll root nicely in this moss. I've mostly only done Tradescantia propagations in water, but I've also done them in soil as well, and they've always rooted, so I'm sure moss will be fine as well. But obviously I'll disclose that these ones are unrooted at the moment, unless they do pop new roots out before the show. There we go. I'll give all of these a nice water as well after this. So these ones actually do have some roots, as you can see, which is really, really good. I know that they look muddy and murky, but these are all absolutely fine. There's no rot in there whatsoever. I think that's just from the pigment of the water from the fertilizer. There we go. That's the second Nanook ready. And I think with these ones, I might just pot them in all together as like a big sort of pot of them. some moss in. Oh, not too much though, otherwise we don't want them to become compact. So I'm just very gently sort of filling up around each stem, just so that they're nicely filled in. But as I say, not to over compact the moss, because you still want room for new roots to develop. There we go. That's a nice big one. Right, so that is all the water propagations done. Well, actually, no, it's not. I lie. We actually have these string of hearts propagations to do as well. They have started in water. I don't know if you can see that, but those little white, like stringy bits are the new roots. I was going to keep them in the water for a little bit longer, but I reckon that they should do fine in the moss, because I do actually have some cut up propagations of string of hearts in moss in here. I don't know if you can see that, but yeah. So these ones in here are actually by each node. So what I've done with these ones is, say you've got a string like this, I have snipped where each node is, well, around each node. So there's quite a lot of them in here, but these ones will take a lot longer to actually become a full plant. So I won't be taking these ones to the plant swap, but yeah. So they can root nicely in moss as well. So I'm sure these ones will do just as good. So what I'll do is I'll fill that like that. Let's get these out. So I think with these ones I'll just do, shall I do two? I'll keep it as one, just because that is going to be a lot easier than trying to make it into two. Okay, I did the deadly decision with string of hearts to actually try and untangle them, and I've gotten myself more tangled up. So I will quickly sort these out and get back to the video, because I've just got to gently unhook all of the leaves and sort out the rest of this string of hearts chaos. There we go. So I finally got a neat bunch of string of hearts. So I will probably take out a little bit of moss, pop those in. And start filling up around. And remember not to waste moss. There we go. So I've got a lovely bunch of string of hearts propagations in that one. Oh, and I almost forgot this little one. I don't know if you can see that. It's so cute. I'll pop her in there like that. Right, so for one of the props that I'll be taking as well, I thought to try and propagate my variegated string of pearls, because although she's growing really, really well, she is also growing quite thinly. So I thought giving her a little trim might promote some extra stems from where I've cut her. Obviously, I don't know if that will work, but I thought to give it a try because she is doing really, really well. As you can see, she is really long now. So I think it is worth a try. So I will propagate her. Right, let's see. I think I'll leave her like that because I think that's a nice trim. So I've got 3 strings of her. So what I'm going to do, I've never actually propagated, variegated, well, any string of pearls before. As I've said, I've done a string of hearts, and you can either have them like this and then sort of twirl them around and place the stems in the soil or moss and then let them root. Or as you saw with these ones, you can sort of bury the stem into the moss and have them growing as already trailing. Or you can cut each node, but I don't want to cut each node. And I feel like having them circled around like this might produce a more full plant. So I think I'll do 1 pot like that. Actually, where I've got 3 of these, I'll do 3 separate pots maybe, and see how we go with that. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to initially, let me just put a little bit more moss in there. There we go, got a nice base, as you can see. And then I will bury one end of the stem and then lay the rest of the stem on top of the moss in like a swirl. And hopefully that will help it propagate. So I don't know if you can see what I've done there, but I've made sure that all the stem is touching the moss, and I'll give it a nice little mist and then cover it up to make a humid environment to try and promote more roots. But yeah, I'll do that 3 times, I think. Actually, I'll do it twice. This one has a lot more pearls on it, and this one doesn't have so many. So what I'll do is I'll add this one here. go. And then this one I will pop in here. Come on. There we go. So we've got 2 propagations of variegated string of pearls. Because I don't want to take too many propagations, because now looking at how many Tradescantia I have, I don't want to accidentally fill up a whole table. But I do also want to bring plenty because I think it's going to be rather busy. So now I will also take a Alocasia Dragon's Breath and also an Alocasia Black Velvet. These have been grown from corms, which I will transfer to moss, just because I think they are due a repot now that they've sort of established in semi-hydro. But because I'll be swapping them, I don't want to keep them in the semi-hydro because I know that some people don't get along with semi-hydro. So I think moss should be fine. So I'll get this Dragon's Breath out, give it a gentle squish, and gently dust off semi-hydro. But look how lovely those little roots are. That's a brilliant little root system for this tiny little plant. So I'm really happy to see that. So I'll make a hole in the moss and just very gently pop it in. Pop some more moss over the top, just to make sure that it's properly secure. Oh, there we go. There, I think that will do. And same again for this little black velvet. So gently tip that out. So I don't know if you remember, but I got these corms from my big Dragon's Breath. I don't know if you can see her just here. And the black velvet one is from my big black velvet up there. When I repotted them into semi-hydro in the first place. And so they have sprouted and they are so cute. Like, look how cute that black velvet is. It's so sweet. So I'll get another pot. There we go. So I'll pop her in there and just gently fill up around. but without burying her stem too much, because where she is a corm, I believe that they do like the very tip of the corm to be popping out of the substrate. I might be wrong. If I am wrong, let me know, as always. But there we go, look how cute. So sweet. So I think that'll do now for propagating some plants ready for the plant swap. Like I said, I don't want to take up too much space, just because it does look like it's going to be a very busy event. But I think this is a good start for now and quite a variety. So I think I'm on to a good start so far, but I will leave it at there for now. So that is it for today's video. If you enjoyed it, then please give it a thumbs up. And if you'd like to see what I bring back from the swap, then please hit that subscribe button. And I will see you again soon. Thanks for watching. Bye.